They weren't supposed to eat grapes and wine. They had certain rules and regulations, and they did this because they had dedicated their lives, or a period of time in their lives, they dedicated to the service of the Lord. But what did you guys do? No. You Nazarites, look, we're gonna make y'all drink a little bit of wine here, and it's not gonna be for your stomach's sake either. And we're going to make you touch dead bodies. We're going to make you break your vow, because we just cannot stand the fact that somebody has a vow that's living for God. So if you living for God, we're going to do everything that we can to make you not live for God, to make you sin and violate whatever vow you made to God. You guys disrespected God's spiritual guidance in your life. By the way, you guys, be careful how you treat your pastors, your teachers and stuff. You be careful how you treat them, because you could be just like these guys.
Speak, bro.
He tells your pastor, I don't want you preaching about that. I don't want you talking about sin. You making me feel guilty, and you're making me uncomfortable, doing all that talk. So you're gonna have to give some nice, syrupy, sweet, feel messages. So that I leave service, I feel good, and I feel encouraged, and don't be talking to stuff where I'm convicted and I gotta repent of my sin. Y'all, if you don't stop, I'm going to another church that will. and offering will stop too. How you like that? So you see, the God made. So in other words, God was seeing everything that these people were doing.
That's right.
He had a record of everything that they did. Which leads to his action, and I call it the divine punitive action. Notice with each one of these guys, go back to chapter 1. Look at verse 4, because with each one of these nations, he said, "I'm gonna send some fire up upon y'all." Fire, and of course, like I said, that ain't literal fire. That's just a mild rebuke. Ain't nothing mild about fire.
Speak, bro.
Nothing mild about fire. You know why fire is terrible? See, you can take that fire for whatever you want, but fire destroys. Fire consumes.
That's right.
And God can use several things to bring fire upon you. He can use an invading army. He can destroy an entire dynasty. He can wipe out a dynasty. He can wipe out the leadership. Take away your guidance. All that. Bring that as a form of judgment. And each one of these nations, guys, I'm going to send up some fire, destructive fire, in response, direct response, to the way you've been acting. What he's trying to say, Brother Smith, God holds nations accountable and responsible for their act. But let me wrap this up really quickly with some application of points. Okay, let me give you a few application of points, and I'll probably give you just two main ones, a third if I have time for it. But here's one application of points that I see from what's going on in chapters 1 and 2 of Amos. Lesson number 1: every nation, including our own nation, the United States. And I love America.
Amen.
I'm an American citizen. I ain't going nowhere.
Amen.
I'm not giving up my citizenship going to Chile.
All right.
Chilean citizenship. I'm staying right here in the good old U.S. of A. And I think y'all are too, right?
Amen.
Yeah, you can go if you want. Those of you that hate America, ain't nobody holding you here. Nobody forcing you. You can freely go wherever you want.
Yes.
All right. But I tell you what, as much as I love this nation is responsible and accountable to God for the choices that it makes.
Amen.
For the policies that we enact by our Congress.
That's right.
For the laws that we make that hurt people, or that are unjust, or that are unfair. God will hold a whole nation responsible for stuff like that. And he might not get you today, but sooner or later, he is going to get you, because he holds, and see, God holds nations and people responsible for acts of barbarism, for slavery, wholesale slavery, for immoral injustice, that we do. Like, for example, our courts, do the best we can. We do the best we can in our courts. I think the American court system is the best in the world. To tell you the truth, I know we make mistakes. I know sometimes that the guilty get off. They get off a little technicalities, you know, that kind of stuff. But look, we still got the best thing going on the planet.
All right, all right.
And you know, every now and then, you know, you can, if you know how to do it right, you can bribe the judge. You can bribe the jurors. I tell you what, y'all. Listen, send them all a letter. Say, listen, I'll give each one of you $1,000 if you just turn your eye. Just say the boy, don't even look at the evidence very well. Just say the boy is innocent, and every one of you got $1,000 and a trip to Hawaii. How do you like that? Yeah, man, that sounds good to me. Good. Come in there, and the judge said, "What is your verdict?" That boy is innocent. We on our way to Hawaii. You know, you can literally pull that off and get away with it in our court system. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that. As good as it is,
Speak, brother.
innocent people go down,
That's right. That's right.
and wicked people get away. Well, what am I going to do about it? Well, you just have to trust God.
That's right.
We have to trust God to deal with injustice. And you hear what I'm saying? You have to trust God. Because ain't no sense going up to the courthouse and beating up the judge. What's that going to do? Except get you in jail. I'm gonna burn down the courthouse. You know, letting that wicked boy, you know, I'm gonna burn the courthouse down. Well, you can try. But then you'll be in jail for the rest of your life talking about how righteous you are. Yeah, but you in jail for being just as bad as the wicked guy that got away. So you have to trust God to deal with a nation and a people and a race and a family with their wicked, dirty, dastardly deeds, because you know everybody's accountable, and God will get them in His own way and in His own time. And listen, y'all, in this life.
All right, all right.
I'm not talking about God gonna get you after you die,
Yes,
and you're
sir.
standing before the great white throne judge, and God said, you know what, I got some questions to you about that boy you cheated. God gonna get you while you still breathing in this life.
Speak, brother.
So I have to warn people about about that. So nations, God will hold them accountable, and they're going to answer to God in this life.
All right, all right.
For actions of injustice and cruelty. So that's why you got to be careful how you treat people.
Amen.
You got to be careful
Amen.
how you treat people, because God will hold you accountable to what you say to people, how you say it, how you treat them. God's going to hold you accountable.
That's right.
And will bring down some heavy chastisement
That's
upon
right.
you in this life
Say it.
for the way you treat people. Does that make sense to everybody?
Amen.
And here's the second lesson, just a little bit. The second lesson, because I know time is up. You know, God can at any time, according to His discretion, at any moment, God can use anything
Yes.
and anybody
Yes.
to whoop your behind.
That's right. That's right.
God will even use the devil to whoop your behind.
That's right.
He'll use the devil and his angels as an instrument. He ain't gonna use the devil. Yes, he is. He will even use evil angels to whoop your behind because you did something you shouldn't be involved in. God will use disasters, God natural disasters, famines, hurricanes, flood. You know, I think that something is up. You know, it's like, I think something is up, y'all. With our world today, because as I look at the news, as I look at the world, I mean, we got Hurricane Harvey that hit Texas, and then not a year later, the same year, a couple of months later, then the Hurricane Irma came rolling around. Then after Hurricane Irma, here come Hurricane Jose. Now, where you come from? Here come Hurricane Jose, tearing up stuff, and then there's another hurricane. Then there was 2 earthquakes, in Mexico, tearing up stuff, and not only that, we got protesting in St. Louis, going on, and we got crime in the streets over here, and we got crime in the streets over there, and I'm saying, what's up? You know what's up? God is using all this stuff to shake some folk up. God is saying, y'all think you smarty pants. Y'all think y'all can run your lives without me, and you're ungrateful, and you're unthankful, and you think you can get away with your dirty dastardly deeds. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a little hurricane your way, just that you can think about it for a little bit.
All right, all right.
Let me bring a little earthquake here someplace. I'm not even going to let the earthquake get you. I'm just going to let the earthquake be over here so that you can be scared a little bit. Because, St. Louis is on an earthquake fault. Yeah, you are. And let me just scare you a little bit so you can think and rethink about the way. I think God's doing this on purpose to get our country to reconsider the way we've been living and the way we have been treating one another. And I think God is using that to call us to repentance.
All right. All right.
Now let me warn you, just because you are a Christian and love Jesus, that don't get you off the hook with God's punitive judgment. Let me warn you.
Speak, brother.
Because a Christian,
I got Jesus in my life. And you do know that Brother Smith taught that when you get saved, you don't lose your salvation. And I'm going to heaven. And no matter what I do, I'm going to heaven.
yeah, well don't get smart. Because yeah, you're going to heaven just like God said, because God can't undo what he did in your life. But God knows how to tear a believer's hide.
All right, speak, brother.
God knows how to bring some fire up into your life.
Yes.
If you are engaged in anything that is unjust
Yes.
and unfair, if you are extorting people, if you are mean-spirited, if you are harboring hatred in your heart, and you are and nobody can get along with you, and you're unpeaceful, and you have all those negative things that Christians shouldn't be doing anyway, you get lost in that stuff. God can bring some serious,
All right.
chastisement, and here's what God will do. He'll use your boss to punish you. He'll use your co-workers to be a thorn in your side.
That's right.
He'll use the government that comes sneaking after you for something that you did years ago that you forgot about, but they didn't. He'll say, oh, we're gonna, you didn't pay taxes 10 years ago, and now it's payday time. And here they come, and you up there wondering, Lord, they picking on me. No, they ain't picking on you. God's using them to whoop you. Because you were involved. And here's the thing about God. He'll warn you.
All right. That's
You'll
right.
see
That's
some brothers and sisters say,
That's
brother,
right.
come on now. That thing ain't right. Yeah, it ain't right, but and then I reject. Some stuff can come upon you, and God can make your life hell on earth for that type of attitude.
That's
So
right.
what are you trying to say, Brother Smith? Number one, here's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody's accountable. Even Christians. You're accountable to God.
That's right.
Be careful how you live your life.
Amen.
Be careful how you think. Be careful what you do to other people. Be careful how you treat people. And just because everybody else out there on the street is acting a fool, don't you act a fool.
Speak, brother.
Just because everybody else is being cruel and you see that you think they're getting away, that don't mean you do it. You honor the Lord.
Amen.
You bless the Lord in every way that you possibly can. You make good choices
Yes, sir.
as a Christian. And I promise you that God will bless you,
Amen.
for those good choices. See, God can bless you in this life, or he can bring a curse upon you
All
in
right.
this life. He holds you accountable, for your choices. Be wise, therefore, my brothers and sisters. Look at these guys and say, look, I ain't gonna be like Ammon. I ain't gonna be like Israel either. I think I'm gonna serve the Lord
Amen.
with fear and humbleness,
Yes.
so that I don't incur
Amen.
chastisement from them. Thank you, Father in heaven, in Jesus' name, for your most holy and precious word. You are a good God. You are a loving God. You are a compassionate God. But you ain't no fool. You don't tolerate mess. And you have warned us, from your word, that you will respond, to sin
Yes.
in our life. And you also will bless
Yes.
when we do that which is right in your sight. Now thank you for this our time in Jesus' name.